Hi, I'm David Sprague and welcome to Lead Kahuna. You're in the Find Leads training and I want to teach you step by step how Lead Kahuna is a powerful tool to literally put your finding leads and converting customers on autopilot. Now before we jump in here, I want to give you a word of caution. You should not be watching this section of training or any of the Lead Kahuna training until you've gone over the tip and go formula. Watch every single training in the tip and go. The tip and go formula is a step-by-step psychological training that will literally give you the keys to unlocking exactly how Lead Kahuna psychologically works and how you can get more leads. It's just going to enhance everything. It's like throwing rocket fuel on your lead generation. So if you watch tip and go, let's jump in and let me give you a tour of your Find Leads tab overview. Now to start, Lead Kahuna might look a little differently in your browser than it actually does in this training video, as this is in beta version right now and we're constantly updating it. So the first thing you want to do is go up into your top corner here and you'll see keyword. Now keyword is really standing for a niche, or the keyword that a customer would type in order to find that specific product or service. So we're doing with local marketing. So if you have a toothache, you're not going to type in toothache, you're going to type in dentist. If you're looking to get a massage, you're thinking spa. So what you want to do is type in the keyword that most likely the prospect is going to want to type in to find that niche. So let's say we want to do, let's just do something very easy. Let's say dentist, and you can pick any location in any region around the world and just make sure that you've actually chosen the browser that Google will use to actually search in that country. So I'm just going to put Dallas, and all I have to do is find leads. Now it's important to understand that when it comes to finding leads, you're using what's called an IP, or Internet Protocol address, and that address is just like the address of your home, and Google tracks that. And if you do too many searches, Google's going to suspend that IP for 20 to 30 minutes. So typically speaking, if you do about 100, 150 searches or 100 to 150 leads come up, it will actually ban your IP. So what we've got here is a cool little feature called Use Proxies, where you can put your own IPs in here. So it's really important. You can also click on here and how do you get IPs? How do I get a dedicated proxy? So these proxies is something that you can buy. You can just go to Google and type in proxies if you want, and what we'll do here in the future is get a few links to different software that you could use or that we recommend to rotate your IP address or your proxies. So you can see here, literally within seconds, Lead Kahuna is already starting to get leads. And so we'll go into greater detail in other trainings on this, but literally each one of these rows takes between 45 minutes and 3 hours worth of work of data to do if you are going to do it manually. So already we've done almost a day's worth of work just by getting 5 or 6 leads here. Now what I want you to see is also in this overview is the open filter. When you open this filter, it's going to give you the ability to sift and sort. So let's say I only wanted to actually look at records and leads that have emails. I can go up to my email, I can choose exist and put yes. And I put yes in there, I can apply a filter. It would only give me the leads that actually have an email address. So you can do multiple different filters. This will give you an incredibly targeted list. Now all you have to do is take this, click reset filter, click apply, and then it will go back to its original full detail of all the leads found. Now on the top here, you can see that total leads found 6, selected 0, filtered leads 5. And if I apply the filter, you can see that it'll go back to 6. So every time you filter something, it's going to filter it out to know how many leads of the total you're actually looking at. And then in this version I'm looking at right now, which is a version for our members, and you might have a different version, but our members get a little bit extra because they're our members. Ours is actually a 75 version. So as I choose here, you can see 1, 2, 3. This is 3 out of 75. You might have a lighter version, 25 or even 50. Now it's important to understand that each one of these that you choose, 6 out of 75. So you might find 150 leads, but you'll only be able to choose 75 or 25 depending on what version that you do have. Now also realize the reason why 75 is the limit that we give is you'll never ever find a targeted list more than 75. Typically speaking, the best you're going to do is right around 50 to 60. Because what I want for you, and this is the psychological factor, is to get highly targeted, very specific leads. You don't want to blast everything out when you email or postcard. You want to be very targeted with your language, because the more specific, the more personalized your communication is, the better response you're going to get. And the way that you might take one of these that we're doing when it comes to lists, and you might actually create 4 or 5 or 6 lists out of the total leads found. So now we've got a few other features here. You've got the pause feature, which will pause so you can take a look at the data. You can now save the selected that you've chosen, and you can actually delete the selected so you can filter them out as well. So I'm simply going to save the selected that I've chosen, and you can save it to your desktop. And typically what I do is I save it based on the criteria. So let's say I'm going after companies with bad reviews, and so I'm going to put dentist, and so let me just scroll down here. So I've got dentist, Dallas. So I'm going to put dentist, Dallas, bad reviews. And I can put, with emails. So if you only wanted ones with emails. So the more specific you are with your list, the easier it's going to be able to work. So I'm going to click save. And that's really it. You've got your overview of how powerful and how fast that Lead Kahuna searches for leads and all this amazing data that it finds. So let's jump into the next training videos and talk about the data, go more detailed about the filtering, and a lot of other great features we just talked about. So we'll see you in the next training.